to the Graveyard Carz Krypt, broadcasting live from the GYC mansion. Starring Mark Warman and Daren Kirkpatrick.
Hello everybody and welcome to the first ever Kryptcast from the GYC mansion in the parlor. I'm your host Mark Warman and as usual my buddy
Daren Kirkpatrick. Greetings and salutations.
Yes, Daren Kirkpatrick. Okay, the first thing I want to go over with everybody is Facebook. We just recently started a Facebook. We now have 150 friends as of today, September 21st, 2009. If you are the first 500 fans to join our Facebook fan club, you will be entered in to win some pretty cool prizes. One of them is a grand prize that's costing over $100 just to have made, will be hand signed by the entire cast, and will undoubtedly be worth probably more than Michael Jackson's little glove. You heard Michael Jackson.
Probably.
Another thing is that we're increasing our social networking, and if you're a fan of YouTube, Vimeo, or Twitter, you can go in there and search for Graveyard Carz and see some pretty cool video, along with some pretty cool behind-the-scenes footage. Daren, you got your Facebook started?
Yes. It's doing well.
Cool. And are you a fan?
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations.
I'm my only fan.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't have a fan club. We have a fan club. Are you a fan of Graveyard Carz on there?
Yes.
Are you?
No.
Yeah, because I went in there and I didn't see you.
I said
so
no.
once again, one of your habitual lying problems.
I didn't know which answer you wanted.
Next part of the show, real quick. This is real short. This used to be 20 minutes, and now it's like
a
second. Okay, so we've got some questions and answers to go to real quickly. The first question, Daren, you can read it. It's for me.
Mark, after you're done with the 71 CUDA, what's next?
The next car on Graveyard Carz is a 70 Dodge Charger RT 446-pack 4-speed Dana Super Track pack. It's FC7 with a black top and a B21 hood. It does have from the factory power steering and console shift, which makes it a really cool car.
Nice.
Black guts on the inside.
Nice.
Alicia from Facebook, thank you. She was one of our very first fans. Okay, Daren's the next question here. We just got a couple. Does Mark really steal parts from your car to finish his clients' cars?
The answer is yes. I think most of my car is in Canada right now.
I borrowed them. That's the biggest difference I think that we always have.
I was watching Judge Judy, I believe, today, and theft is 3 times the value of the parts stolen for theft.
Well, then why don't you write Judge Judy about the tachometer I took out of your car today?
Why don't I just take you on the Judge Judy show?
I never stole anything. I borrow things, and I gave them back. Can you name one part that I've taken off? See, this is why exactly, probably why we're not going to be allowed to do this. I'm serious.
What happened?
Well, name one part I took off your car that I haven't given you back.
There's many.
Name one.
My 440 emblems.
Nothing to do with the engine or the hood. What else? Name something else.
My reverse light wiring.
No, you're just grasping now. Okay, the next question is for me. Go ahead and read right there.
Mark, who would win a fight between you and Daren? Mike in Florida.
Mike in Florida, I assume you're talking about an actual fist fight. Intellectually, I beat him every day. A fist fight? It'd be a homicide. There'd be a chalk outline of Daren in the shop. That's all I can say. Let's see. Don in Alberta has a question for you, Daren. How in the world do you guys stand working for Mark?
Very good question,
Don.
Don.
Let me rephrase the question for you. I believe the exact question is, do you feel honored by working for somebody who has as much knowledge of the Chrysler muscle cars as Mark does? Go ahead.
Very good question, Don. I have mixed emotions in regard to that. Yes, I think Mark is very knowledgeable. Mixed emotions.
It's emotions.
Emotions. E-M-O-T-I-O-N-S. Okay? I have mixed emotions about that. Mark is very knowledgeable in the Mopar world, but he's got some few drawbacks.
Name one drawback.
He lies, steals, and cheats.
Name another one.
He lies, steals, and cheats.
Real quickly, coolest car you've ever owned?
The car I own now. 71 Challenger RT, numbers car, 444 speed, Dana 60.
Is the coolest car you've ever owned?
Yes, it's the coolest car I've ever owned.
I believe the question should have been pointed towards me where I could bring up some of my props. 1970 Plymouth Superbird in a beautiful FJ5 limelight green, 440, 19,000 miles. Sir Galen Javier said that it was the rarest, cleanest, and nicest original version Superbird he had seen that day. And the next one...
You're welcome, because I showed you where it was at.
71 CUDA 344 speed numbers car. Do I have to keep going? I can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I owned a 70 GTX 444 speed B5 blue, 70 Roadrunner 383 automatic convertible car, 70 Dodge Challenger RT SE 446 pack 4-speed Dana Super Track pack, triple black, houndstooth interior. That was a console shift car too. A beautiful car.
It was a really pretty
Even
car.
had the optional rally dash.
That was standard on a Challenger RT.
It's paying attention. Okay, next note here. Real quick, can you tell us a racing story that won't bore everybody to tears and has 50% truth in it?
Sure. It'll be all truth. Out 30th Avenue in Eugene, Oregon, racing on a Friday or Saturday night, ran out of gas after we just whooped on a 340 Duster. And we ran out of gas. The guy would help us. I got my girlfriend and my other friend sitting in the car. We didn't know what to do. She had to be home by
What were
a
you
certain
driving?
time. My six-pack Challenger.
You never had a six-pack Challenger?
Oh, yeah, I most certainly did, 1970.
Oh, really? You had a TA Challenger? Because that's the only time
wasn't
you
a
could have
TA.
got a 346 pack.
I didn't say it was a real car.
So why are you trying to mislead everybody? That's what I
I'm
meant.
not.
50% of the truth would have at least meant the correct motor. You had a 340 that you bolted a six-pack onto.
Sure. That's
Go
what we-
on.
That's what we did. Anyway, ran out of gas. Police officer-
Simultaneously, why were you racing it and you still won?
We ran out of gas afterwards.
So
we
you
won.
beat him
Then ran
and
out
then
of gas.
ran out of gas.
And sitting there long.
In a twist of irony.
30th Avenue, ran
Go
out of
on.
gas, sitting there. Police officer comes up. We respect police officers here. He taps on the window, rolled in the window. Oh, hi, how you doing? You weren't out here racing, were you? And he says, nope. And I says, he goes, I didn't think so. What's your problem? He says, we're out of gas. So he brought his car up to mine, lifted
Where
the
was
hood.
your car at out of gas? I'm just curious, quickly.
It was in the,
parking lot somewhere?
no, it was on
side of
the
road?
outside lane, facing what I would believe would be west.
Okay.
Uphill, like with my LCC. facing
So in
uphill.
a drag race pose.
Afterwards, we were done. We ran out of gas sitting off the road.
Okay, go on.
You interrupt some more?
Nope.
Anyway,
go on.
and he pulled his car up there and popped the hood and took a hose out of there and put it into my tank and turned the valve, but gave me some gas. Said, that should get you home. And I said, and he says, I said, thank you. And he says, hey, I think my car got ran near to the top
I'm
of
going to
that
call
hill.
timeout right there and just ask one quick question. So if I find the officer that, if I miraculously could find the
Sure.
officer or any policeman who
Yes.
worked that beat
Yes.
in that era,
Yes.
they would tell you that they could pull their cop car up,
That
an
one.
amazing magical cop car, pop the hood, and there's some kind of a magical little setup in there.
Yes, there was on
like
that
a
one. at least.
hose and a little valve, and you take that hose and the valve
Put it
and
in
you
my
put it
tank.
into your car,
Yeah.
and it gave you fuel.
Yes.
This sounds a lot like when Royal ran out of gas and peed in the tank and got all the way back from
This is a
Wacola.
true story. I have nothing to
Well, it's
gain by
not a
this
true story because there's no kind of, I don't remember reading anything, and I've owned some ex-cop cars, and you know I did. In fact, as a matter of fact, I'll find the article. I was in the Springfield News for having over 7 police cars at one time, and my goal was to have over 50 of them, one from each state.
Nice.
So I'd say I'd probably be an authority on Chrysler police cars, and I don't remember any of them being equipped with a valve that you would just magically turn on that would spit into a hose that had no other reason to be there
Maybe you should
except to fill your
contact
tank.
the Oregon State Police. Someone was in know back
That's
then.
why I wanted to keep this to
About
a 10-minute
19
show because all I feel is my blood pressure going through the roof. Lastly,
Wow.
you're an idiot.
I am.
You're an idiot. And that's what you get for telling stories about cars that have magic
That was a
gas
true
underneath
story.
the hood
That's
of
an
them.
awesome- that's
And
a
I don't
true
have to put
story.
up with it, nor does anybody else. And I apologize to our viewers. It seemed like there was something else here. Just a minute.
Favorite car, maybe?
Your coolest car was what?
My Challenger I own now.
Rubbish. So, what's the question?
Well, what's the coolest car you've ever owned?
I just named 50 of them.
Okay.
The coolest car I ever owned was a 70 Superbird that was and I'm quoting here, Galen Govieri says, one of the cleanest original 70 Superbirds in the country.
It was nice. Who told you about it?
Doesn't matter. Next week on the GYC podcast, we are going to have a special guest. We cannot mention it right now, so you'll have to stay tuned. We will leak it out toward... Is somebody talking?
What?
Did you talk? This is my show.
Who's the guest?
Doesn't matter. If you want to tune in, you'll see who the guest is. This weekend, we're going to have a reveal of our secret guest Saturday on Facebook. So make sure you check our update, our, what do they call that thing you write on? A writing board. One of my
Yes.
editors
Yes,
has a
Casey.
question. Yes, Casey.
Mark, why is it a secret?
It's a secret because he's in jail. So make sure that you tune in next week because we got a lot of great stuff coming up. We have some more questions coming in from our viewers on Facebook. Hopefully by then on Twitter and as well on the other things that are out there. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us from the parlor of the GYC Mansion. My name is Mark Warman. His doesn't matter. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.